Willie McCovey is one of the greatest of all time. His spirit and leadership were second to none. Number 44 simply played the game right. It's why the Willie Mac Award was created. It serves as a way to link a Hall of Fame giant with a current giant. Tonight, we find out who takes home the hardware. It's the Willie Mac Award ceremony, and it's next.
It's Friday Night Baseball here at AT&T Park as we wrap up the regular season with 3 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Mike Krukow will join me at the start of the game once the Willie Mac ceremony is completed. Well, the Giants know the deal. As we stand here, the Cardinals are winning, the Mets are winning. So in order to keep pace, you got to win the ball game tonight. Now, they've got the guy on the mound that they want in Madison Bumgarner, but the guy they're facing is also a very tough left-hander in Rich Hill. So you know what you're going to get out of Bumgarner, and with Rich Hill, it's going to be up to these Giants hitters to see what they can do with that curveball that he throws. He throws it a lot, and it's very, very good. So that'll be on the plate for the Giants here on this Friday night. All right, we're going to have the Willie Mac ceremony. Now let's go down to Amy G.
All right, thanks so much, Dwayne. And as you mentioned, it's a huge game, but we're going to set that aside just for a minute because this is one of the best nights to be at AT&T Park. As you mentioned, Madison Bumgarner on the hill. He's a former Willie Mac Award winner. It's one of the most coveted awards in this organization, and we are about to show you what it means to all of the former winners. Take a look at this video tribute.
He spoke very low. But when he spoke, you listen.
As I got to know him, he was exactly what I expected him to be. He wanted to go out and play the game at the highest level and play it the way it was meant to be played.
He was a great player, but other than that, he's a great person.
You know, he's one of the top people in the world as far as I'm concerned.
He's a very, very, very special man.
When it come time to do his damage, he did it.
The Willie Mac Award is actually a very honorable piece of hardware to get for any player.
It's a great feeling to be honored by your teammates.
I think one of the highest goals you could ever have is to be a good teammate, to be a good person, and that's what that award symbolizes.
You see all the fans and my teammate, my wife, my son, all the Willie Mac's award winners from the past, and Willie was there. It was something very special.
The award is outstanding. It's voted on, obviously, by your teammates. Which goes a long way. That means a lot.
It truly is a blessing and very humbling to get that award.
I'm honored to this day to have that trophy in my house.
Thank you, Rennell. It is indeed an honor to be here for the 36th annual presentation of the Willie Mac Award. At the conclusion of every season, the Willie Mac Award is presented to a Giants player in recognition of his individual achievement, as well as his embodiment of the competitive spirit and his leadership abilities on and off the field. Each of the recipients of this award were recognized for displaying the same character and leadership that number 44 demonstrated during his playing days here in San Francisco. The only award winner and the only award named for a former player, the Willie Mac Award is the most special recognition that a Giant can receive because it is voted upon by his Giants teammates, his coaches, his trainers, his manager, all of you fans, and Willie himself. During his illustrious career, Willie McCovey hit 521 home runs, which until Barry Bonds came along, was the most ever hit by a left-handed batter in the National League. He hit 320 with 45 home runs and 126 RBIs in 1969 when he won the National League Most Valuable Player Award. He holds the record for most home runs hit in the history of Candlestick Park with 231. And in 2004, to commemorate his great achievements, a statue in his likeness was unveiled in his honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for the Hall of Fame first baseman, number 44, Stretch Willie McCovey.
Thank you.
And now, let us introduce some of the past Willie Mac Award winners that are joining us here tonight. First, he spent 10 of his 18 Major League seasons with the Giants, came up through the organization. He won the inaugural Willie Mac Award in 1980. Four-time All-Star and two-time Silver Slugger Award winner, Jack Clark. This player became just the second winner of this prestigious award, our 1981 recipient, outfielder Larry Herndon. He slugged over 400 homers throughout his career, spending 21 seasons. 1983 winner, infielder Darrell Evans. An inspiration to all of us, he battled back to the mound after having a cancerous tumor removed from his pitching arm. The 1989 winner, pitcher Dave Dravecky. The 1992 winner and one of the best big league seasons he ever had, and he had it in the Giants uniform, outfielder Mike Tiny Felder. He was the 1996 winner and is currently part of the Giants coaching staff. Two-time National League All-Star shortstop Sean Dunston. The 1999 winner played 9 seasons in the Giants uniform and will go down in history for having slugged the Giants' final home run in Candlestick Park history, outfielder Marvin Bernard. He posted double-digit win totals in 4 of his 6 seasons with the Giants and currently serves as the team's bullpen coach. 2001 co-winner Mark Gardner. He's a 3-time All-Star and tossed the first perfect game in Giants history. 2009 winner, pitcher Matt Cain. The 2012 winner won the National League MVP and Comeback Player of the Year. He led the Giants to another World Series champion that year, warming up in the bullpen, catcher Buster Posey. The 2013 winner played in all 162 games that year, missing just 16 innings on the field, outfielder Hunter Pence. In 2014, this man won the Willie Mac Award and then went on to post one of the most dominant postseasons and World Series pitching performances in MLB history. The most valuable player of the 2014 World Series, warming up in the bullpen, pitcher Madison Bumgarner. And now, I will turn the mic over to the great Willie McCovey, and he's going to tell you who the 2016 Willie Mac Award winners are.
Thank you, Coop. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we have a tie. we have a left-handed thrower and a left-handed hitter. First of all, Javier Lopez. Congrats. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite shortstop, Brandon Crawford.
This is the third time since its establishment in 1980 that the Willie Mac Award has been bestowed upon two players. Both Brandon and Javier embody the competitive spirit, ability, and leadership it takes to be a Willie Mac Award winner. Few major leaguers are so privileged as our first winner who is able to don the uniform of the club he rooted for as a child. We've all seen now the iconic photo of him as a kid at a Giants game back at Candlestick, pleading for the team to stay in San Francisco. Since his Major League debut in 2011, he has been the captain of the infield for 2 World Series teams. Last year, he won his first Gold Glove and Silver Slugger awards, becoming the first Giant to win both honors in the same year since Barry Bonds did it in 1997. This season, he's leading the club with 83 RBIs and 17 home runs, ranked as the second most amount of all National League shortstops. He bleeds orange and black and is the epitome of what it means to be a Giant. Brandon Crawford. His co-winner is the only active Major League player to have won 4 World Series championships. 3 which have come with the Giants as a left-handed relief specialist, and the other one with the Red Sox. He has held left-handed batters to a 166 clip since putting on the Giants uniform and has surrendered just 4 home runs. He has been even more impressive in the postseason, having not allowed a run in each of his last 18 postseason appearances. This season, his 53 inherited runners are the 3rd most in the National League, and of those 53, he has allowed only 6 to score. He is not only a leader on the field, but he's also a leader in the bullpen and the clubhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to this elite club the 2016 Willie Mac Award winners, Brandon Crawford and Javier Lopez.
All right, it's a huge honor for me to win this award, especially growing up a Giants fan. Being up here with these guys, these previous winners, makes it even more special for me. And to win it with one of the best teammates I've played with, and Javi, it makes it very special for me. So I just want to thank my family, the Giants organization, my teammates, coaches, trainers for keeping me on the field. To Willie, I mean, thank you for representing this award. One of the best Giants to ever play the game, so we appreciate that. And thank you, fans. We appreciate your support all year. Thank you guys so much.
I think you said it all, guys, so we're okay. Let me just start. Willie, you set a great standard for all Giants, both on and off the field, in the clubhouse and in the community. And, you know, I'm just honored to be a part of this club now. To all the past recipients that are here, thanks for being here, and thanks for letting us into your fraternity. We're kind of excited about that. And I personally would like to thank my family. They kind of nailed the visit right on time, last homestand, so it worked out perfectly. And just thank you for the support and the love. I'd like to give my wife a shout out for 15 years following me along doing this, taking care of the kids for us, so I can still be a kid with these guys over here. And this is the only thing that my kids have ever seen me wear. They were both World Series babies, so it's worked out well. So they've only know the black and orange, and I appreciate that. Know that this is always going to be a home. And to the fans, you guys have been the greatest, and let's be honest, nobody ever says this stuff's going to be easy. When we get to October, it makes a whole lot of fun. So torture baseball is what we do, and we need you this weekend, so let's get it done.
All right, one more time. The 2016 Willie Mac Award winners, Brandon Crawford and Javier Lopez.
You heard him. Javi Lopez, he needs you tonight. He's one of 2 winners, Brandon Crawford, Javi Lopez, Willie Mac Award winners. More from CSN Bay Area Studios coming up.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. Giants baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants take the field here at AT&T Park on this Friday night. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's 59 degrees, winds are at 12 miles per hour, humidity at 70%, and it is a clear night and a cool night. Quick look at the Dodgers lineup to face Bumgarner. It'll be Kendrick, Turner, and then Corey Seager, and look what he's done in the home run department for National League rookies. He's had a great year. Puig hitting cleanup, then it's Ruiz, Seguin, Kike Hernandez, and Culberson, and hitting ninth and pitching will be Rich Hill.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the left-hander Madison Bumgarner, 6'5", 250-pound, 27-year-old, coming into this game making start number 34, 14-9 with a 2.71 ERA, 219 in the third innings, 246 strikeouts. He's done it against just 53 walks. When you take your bat against him, you're going to face a low three-quarter fastball that's low 90s with a natural cut to it. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. Lifetime against these Dodgers, 13-9 with an ERA of 2.66.
So here we go on this Friday night. Dodgers have already clinched the National League West. The Giants trying to get in as a wild card. And it looks like the Cardinals and the Mets are both going to be winners tonight. First pitch of the ball game is outside. So we get started at 7:24. Kendrick hitting .259 with 8 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in. Here he pops it up. Belt. This will be easy. And it's Tomlinson who saves Belt.
All right, let's check out the defense for the Giants tonight. Behind Bumgarner, starting in the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Pagan, Hernandez, and Pence. Good arms in center and right. Crawford and Beckham on the left side. Beckham making his first start as a Giant. Tomlinson and Bell on the right side, and Buster Posey. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
We've seen Turner hit in different spots in Dave Roberts' lineup, and tonight he's hitting second. Turner at .277. He's got 90 runs batted in. And he takes a pitch high. The home plate umpire is Andy Fletcher, Kerwin Danley, Brian Knight, Joe West from first to third. Joe West is the crew chief.
Andy Fletcher, consistent zone. It's a low zone and it's tight. You don't get big corners, but it's what you get in the first, you get in the ninth.
And the call strike. Turner's had a couple of hits in 11 at bats against Bumgarner, but both hits have been home runs. 2 for 11 doesn't sound like ownage, but when they both leave the park.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're in his book and you got 2 pages in it.
Hit on the ground and into left field, a base hit. So the first hit of the ball game goes to the Dodgers with Corey Seager coming up.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And number 1, Bumgarner Puig matchup. That is one where Madison Bumgarner has got to maintain his cool. And number 2, Beckham making his debut as a Giant. He is immediately becoming the secret weapon. So those are our Nissan keys to the game. Get those guys going. That'd be a good thing.
Here's Seager. Seager hitting .311. He had a great year as a rook. 26 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Takes the first pitch in the dirt. Yasiel Puig is on deck. Crawford and Tomlinson at double play depth. Little jam shot into center field, and it's going to fall. And Hernandez has got a strong arm, and the throw to third, and they got him. Turner a little over aggressive, 2 down. Nice throw.
Now, we talk about the arm strength of Gorkys Hernandez. I mean, he thinks assist, and not only is it a strong arm, it's an accurate one. He gets the one hopper, good arm action right to Beckham in plenty of time, and Gordon Beckham makes his first play as a Giant as he puts the tag on Turner, and just like that, 2 outs.
That's the one you just hope it stays in your glove. So here's Puig. Puig has all of a sudden become dangerous again. And he fouls this one right below us. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Puig 8 hits and 32 at bats against Madison Bumgarner. He's got a double. He's got a couple of home runs in his career.
You have to be able to get the ball in tight, and that's the goal. Very strong hitter, middle away.
And there's a rocket down the left field line. We'll see if Pagan can get to it to keep Seager from scoring, and they're going to wave in Seager. And here's Crawford's throw, and it's not in time. So Puig's got a double, and the Dodgers are on the board.
Giants going to take a look at that play. It was very close. Andy Fletcher, the plate umpire, on the call. A 2-hopper. No doubt he's safe. That's our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And they will not review that one. So Puig wins round 1.
So here's Carlos Ruiz. And he takes a strike. He's got decent numbers against Bumgarner. He's 7 for 19. And he takes a breaking ball down low. With the expanded rosters, dugouts are small.
You know, right now they're all up on the bar in front of the dugout.
One ball, 1 strike. And a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Rob Seguin is on deck. No Carlos or no Adrian Gonzalez tonight. And the fastball is high, 2-2. You win the West, you get some days where you can pick your spots to rest the guys that have played a lot throughout the course of the season. And of course the Dodgers can do that. The Giants cannot. Puig goes, swinging a tapper foul. We've got Buster Posey. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bumgarner thinking strikeout. 246 strikeouts on the year for Bumgarner. And what's significant about that number, it's the most in Giants franchise history by a left-handed pitcher.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And it's 3-2. Seguin is the hitter on deck. He's a right-handed hitter. Bumgarner's got a base to play with, so he can choose what he wants to do. With Carlos Ruiz. Foul back.
Talk about the 246 strikeouts from Madison Bumgarner. Being the most ever by a left-hander. Most strikeouts in a single season in the San Francisco era of the Giants' history. Tim Lincecum, 265, 261. Then Schmidt with 251. Juan Marichal in 1963 had 248.
And a little bloop. And Crawford can't get to it. It's going to fall. And it's 2-0. So Crawford with a great effort.
Well, let's take a look at that effort. I mean, it's just a little bloop, and he just couldn't quite get that glove on it. And how close was it? A couple feet away.
So here's Seguin. And a strike. Seguin, 235. He's got a couple of home runs, 12 driven in. And he rolls this one foul. Bumgarner had his first start against the Dodgers after the All-Star break. Seguin hit a home run off of Bumgarner. That was in Los Angeles. Kike Hernandez is on deck. And Bumgarner's pitch is outside. It's 1-2.
Still looking for that release point. He's not quite locked into a rhythm yet. And what we've known about Bumgarner, the same thing with Cueto. I mean, the first inning is the inning that they give up the most runs. Just missing a bit high, perhaps a bit outside.
Runner goes, and Seguin with a foul at the plate, so we'll do it again.
Now, right now, the curveball is his best specialty pitch. He just hasn't quite got command of that slider that he can plant it on that inside corner, which is his strength. He gets a lot of strikeouts with that pitch. Throwing it to a right-hander at his back foot. But right now, it's a little lazy. It's not as quick as it can be.
And he got him, and that'll end the inning. 2-0 Dodgers. Let's take a look at their lineup. And it'll be Gorkys Hernandez in the leadoff spot, then Belt, followed by Buster Posey. See his numbers lifetime against LA. Pence, Pagan, and Crawford. Kelby Tomlinson will hit 7th, Beckham 8th, and Bumgarner 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the left-hander, Rich Hill. Hill, 6'5", 220-pounder. He is 36 years old. He's in his 8th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 19 starts this year, 12-5 with a 2.05 ERA. He's been outstanding. 125 strikeouts against 32 walks. The reason he's had the 19 starts is he's battled a blister problem all year long, and it has really cut his season. Well, he basically knocked about a third of it off with having to deal with the DL. When he's on, you're going to see a fastball that's low 90s. He will 2 and 4 seam it. Really one of the best curveballs in the division. And it's a good one. Slider, changeup, round out the basic 4 that he'll give you. Lifetime against the Giants, 3-2 with a 2.60 ERA. And let's take a look at the defense playing behind Rich Hill tonight for the Dodgers. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Kendrick, Hernandez, and Puig. Good arms in center and in right. Seager and Turner on the left side of the infield. Culberson and Seguin on the right side. And Carlos Ruiz, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Gorkys Hernandez facing Rich Hill on this cool Friday night. As Hernandez waits on Hill, and a strike.
Hill's got a little crossover step. A lot of guys with curveballs, good curveballs, have that crossover step. But he does hide the ball. A high 3/4 release. And that's the curveball we're talking about. Take a look at the motion. Pretty classic motion. Rocks back, high leg kick, and then high 3/4 knuckle, or kind of a spike grip on the curveball. Take a look at how Rich Hill has used his pitches this year. About half and half with the fastball and the curveball, but look what the league's hitting against the curveball, 157. Slider changeup rounds out the 4.
And down the left field line, and that'll be a base hit. Digging it out is Kendrick. Hernandez has got a double.
And just like that, everybody in the Giants dugout starts to perk up a little bit. Down 2-0 in the first inning. They got some work to do. There's the curveball. It's the type of spin you can hear. It's a good one. Here, this is a classic hanger right at the belt, a 2-strike count, and Hernandez jumps on it.
So here's Belt. Belt hitting .271. He's got 16 big flies. He's got 79 driven in. No overshift. Now Seager moves to the other side of second, and the fastball's high, 1-0.
There's a baby Giraffe fan. Good night for it. 59 degrees at first pitch.
Two and 0. Belt not your typical number 2 hitter, where you'll give yourself up to get a guy over to third. And it's 3-0.
And the last thing he wants to do is nibble and walk guys with a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Hill searching for rhythm.
And a strike.
And that really is the beauty of a leadoff hitter getting off and putting himself in scoring positions like Hernandez did. Is in essence, it becomes a stress situation for Hill, and he really doesn't know what's working right now.
foul. It's 3-2. Three and two to Belt. Buster Posey on deck. And it's rolled on the ground, foul.
So he got down the count 3-0, and it's just been one fastball after another.
Three and two. Hit on the ground, foul, and there was the breaking ball.
Well, it was the breaking ball. Now keep in mind, he starts off the inning with a high 3/4 release, and this time in a 3-2 count, he drops down from the side. Just flattens out the break. It's another pitch. It's almost like a slow slider, but with lots of movement. For the most part, when he drops down, you can expect one of those. Those more breaking balls than curveballs, or than fastballs.
And the walk.
Nice at bat.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster's had decent success against Hill. In 5 at-bats, he's had 3 hits. So Hernandez and Belt are your base runners here in the first. And a breaking ball for a called strike.
Yeah, that's as good a first pitch curveball as you can throw.
He did that a lot against the Giants. First pitch breaking balls to get out in front. Up the middle. And a base hit. And here comes Hernandez. And that is cut off. It's 2-1.
And that's how you answer. Hill comes back with another breaking ball, and again he hangs it. That's right up there above the knees, out over the plate. Posey stays inside it, goes right back up the middle, and nobody's going to get that one. And a nice jump too from Gorky Hernandez, who's got good speed and an easy score standing up.
Here's Pence. So Pence acknowledged Carlos Ruiz. They were teammates. Giants fans are riled up tonight. Pence hitting .294. He's 4 for 12 in his career against Rich Hill. A challenge and a swing and a miss.
He was looking for it.
I think that's what Bruce Bochy wants to see out of Hunter Pence. Let her rip.
And he's a good high ball hitter. You throw it across the Giants and he can hurt you long. Trying to go right back up there again. It's a gray area. I mean, he will swing through some high ones at the shoulder, but if you drop that thing down a little bit, and that's when he can get you and backspin a long way. You get a strong top hand.
1 ball and 1 strike. Back, he waited nicely.
He was on it. Again, elevation with the curveball. That was a hittable pitch.
So Hill out in front of Hunter Pence. Breaking ball hit on the ground. It could be a pair. That's one, and that's not in time. Not a great feed from Seager to Culberson.
Well, the Giants know that Charlie Culberson has a good arm. If you can get him balanced and he can get off a throw, he had to reach back, and it took him a little bit out of balance. And Pence hustling all the way, beats it out. So it winds up being a productive out. As it moves up Belt to third base and sets up a runner at third and one out situation for Pagan.
So Belt at third, Pence at first. Pagan hitting .272. Time now for Togo's big play the Togo's way last night. Pagan bunted for a base hit in the bottom of the sixth, and it moved Crawford to third and set up a 3-run rally.
Not many contest Arenado and say that they got a bunt down on him.
Fly ball to left. It's Kendrick going back. He's going to catch. Belt is going to tag, and the Giants have tied it up here in the first.
Pagan not waiting around. Great situation with that. The Giants have taken the momentum into their dugout.
Here's Crawford hitting at .272. Big curveball hit up the middle for a base hit. Pence is going to put on the brakes.
Another pitch up. I mean, a lot of pitches that have been right around the belt from Hill, and the Giants, to their credit, they're squaring them up. Watch the location. This boat's right up there. That's just another hanger. Nice bat head control, throwing that baseball right back up the middle.
So here's Tomlinson.
Well, Rick Honeycutt's seeing all the mistakes that Hill has made up, and he's going to go out there and try and make a little mechanical suggestion to try and bring him back down in the strike zone. That's what this discussion is all about. You don't know how far the Dodgers are going to extend Hill. They're going to be very careful with him because of the history of the season and the time that he has lost because of the blisters on his finger. And one thing that they do not want to see is a long inning.
So Honeycutt departs. Tomlinson hitting .294. And swinging a foul to the backstop. Tomlinson trying to give the Giants the lead. And he takes a strike. You see a lot of curveballs. You start thinking curveball, and then you'll end up taking the fastballs. But it's okay. Now you have to change your thinking a little bit.
What did Tom McCraw say about a plan?
A bad plan is better than no plan.
And it's true.
Look out.
And I think what Tomlinson was doing, And that 0-1 pitch is sitting on another curveball. What we've noticed about Tomlinson is that he really toughens up with 2 strikes.
He's got that short stroke. Like that. .25 pitch innings so far. Bumgarner had 23. 1-2. And they got him. And that'll end the inning. So the Giants with 3 hits, a walk, tie this game up. And we'll head to the second. It's 2-2.
Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
2-2 ball game. Here's Bumgarner to Kike Hernandez. And a curveball for a strike. Hernandez has had onage on Bumgarner early. And the last couple of times out for Bumgarner, he's pitched Hernandez much differently. And that's 1 ball and 1 strike. Under 200, a 190 hitter. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
And the Bumgarner curveball really has solved the problems. But we also do notice that if he elevates to Hernandez and he hangs that thing around the belt, he can hurt him even if it's a breaking ball. He keeps that thing down right there, and we haven't even seen him hit a loud foul ball off it. We talk about the tight strike zone that Andy Fletcher has. I mean, you don't get big corners with him. Well, this is one that I think an umpire just sort of gave up on. I mean, it happens with guys with big breaking balls.
Not happy. And the walk.
Well, our annual Giants fantasy camp signups are right now, and it's wide open. This fantasy camp will give you the opportunity to play baseball with the pros. You can join us January 15th through the 22nd in Scottsdale, Arizona, and you can sign up right now for a fan experience of a lifetime. For more information, go to sfgiants.com/fantasy camp.
It is a cool night. Here's Charlie Culberson. Culberson hitting .302. Does have 4 hits and 16 at bats against his old teammate. One ball and no strikes. Hernandez does have a couple of steals. And a strike to Charlie Culberson.
Culberson has really found a role, a platoon player. Plays mainly when the left-handed pitcher will start against him. But you saw the numbers hit .319. He's always been good with the glove. And he's a utility guy. You can play him anywhere.
Wraps this one into the hole. Crawford will go. And what a great play by Tomlinson. Oversliding was Kike Hernandez, and they got him.
We're going to make it our Ford right choice. Really an awkward throw, a high backhander on a one-hop. And I really don't know how Tomlinson gets this. You'll get a chance to see the athleticism of this play. Spears it completely laid out, and Hernandez reacted on the throw. He thought it was by Tomlinson. And you see the throw, and you can see why. That's just a great play with the glove from Kelby Tomlinson.
So that'll be a fielder's choice.
Should be a hit.
I would think so. There's Rich Hill. Why wouldn't that be a hit?
It's got to be a hit. He got to second base.
Hill.
I mean, Crawford, I mean, that is not a normal play. So the throw comes off wide. I mean, it's got to be a hit. Can't put an error on that. And he anticipates that the ball had gotten by Tomlinson. And his aggressiveness took him towards third and didn't cause the out. But I mean, he got the base. That's a hit, in our humble opinion.
He was moving to the next base.
Well, it was our Ford right choice.
No balls and a strike. Beckham is coming in at third. Belt will do the same at first. And that's bunted and missed, and it's 0-2. Hill as a hitter is 0 for 10 this year. And he's 0 for 11. All right, on this cool night, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, an exciting night. The Willie Mac Award was handed out, but yesterday was pretty exciting, too. The Good Guy Award handed out. We're going to make it our healthy dose of goodness, brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. It went to Jake Peavy. The award is handed out annually, gentlemen, by the print media that covers the Giants and members of the Baseball Writers Association of America. They choose a player each year that is very accommodating through good times and not so good times, and Jake Peavy was their choice this year. Congratulations, Jake.
Say this about Jake Peavy. He had a lot of reasons to be an angry man this year, and he was not. He was just the opposite.
Well, he has always faced the music. Like, I mean, it's easy to take bows When you pitch well, it's easy to go out there and talk to press for a long time. If you don't have a good outing, you still have to go out there and do the same thing. You have to represent. And Peavy is as good as we've ever seen.
One ball and one strike. 1-2.
Don't normally see Kendrick break down in a fastball. He wasn't thinking heater. Right by him. But he's a good fastball hitter.
Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford decides to go the long way, and that'll end the inning. Beckham, Bumgarner, Hernandez coming up. It's 2-2.
Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
2-2 ball game. Bottom of the second is Gordon Beckham's going to hit first. And he looks at a strike. Beckham with the Atlanta Braves this year hit .217. And 5 home runs. He had 30 runs batted in. Not any late news yet on Eduardo Nunez. I guess if we heard anything, it would be good news. So we haven't heard a word. Bumgarner coming out. 2 balls and a strike. Beckham has only faced Hill twice in his career. He's 1 for 2. The one hit a double. And that breaking ball makes it 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. They're telling us in the truck that in the dugout before the game, Bruce Bochy, who talks to all the beat writers and some of our folks at CNN, that they don't feel like Nunez is going to play at all in this series, and they're hopeful that he can play should the Giants get to the wild card game. Here's the payoff to Beckham. Beckham shoots it in the hole. Seager off balance throw on one hop,
And digging it out is Seguin, 1 out.
That's a great play. I mean, Beckham can get down the line a little bit. Once Seager got all his momentum going to the line, it was going to be interesting as to how he was going to get the throw to first base. It was a one-hopper, and Rob Seguin digs it out of the dirt. And Beckham denied a base hit.
Here's Bumgarner hitting at 171. And he takes a strike. He's had 3 home runs this year. He's got 7 runs batted in. And he swings and misses on a high fastball, 0-2.
Hill going right back in that inside corner. Bumgarner did not think that first pitch was a strike.
This is a little roller first base side. And Hill is going to throw out Bumgarner. So 2 outs. And here's Hernandez. Marquis Hernandez open up the bottom of the first with a double down the left field line. And he takes one outside for a ball. And a strike. Belt on deck.
Dodgers really bunched the middle of the field. They give the line to Hernandez. He found the hole on the left side of the field in his first at bat, raked it right down the line. Had a hang and break a ball.
So 3-1. So a belt tie strike to make it 3-2.
And that's the first one of those we've seen tonight. For the most part, Andy Fletcher's a low ball guy. He doesn't give many belts.
Little pop up into center field, headed out to Hernandez, so that'll end the inning. Through 2. It's a 2-2 ball game.
is brought to you by Lenardi's Markets. Visit our fully remodeled store in Los Gatos and enter to win a 10-day trip to Italy. Lenardi's, quite simply the best.
Well, the Dodgers here all weekend. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. The first 20,000 will receive a Star Wars t-shirt. And on Sunday, it's Fan Appreciation Day. Prizes are going to be given out throughout the game. And one lucky fan will drive home in a 2016 Toyota Prius. Tickets? Yeah, you can still get them at sfgiants.com/tickets.
Here's Turner. Turner singled in the first. Bumgarner runs that first pitch in tight. Bumgarner walked Kike Hernandez, but that was at the bottom of the order. You walk Turner here, you're getting right into the beef. And it's 3-0.
Yeah, this year, Turner has been part of the beef. 27 home runs. It's a career high. Last year he hit 16. That was a career high. Prior to that, the most he'd ever hit was 4.
There's a strike. Seager on deck, and then Puig. It's a 2-2 ball game. Turner pops it up. Hunter Pence in right field. Battle to win. Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on csnbayarea.com. You can log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich. He's going to talk baseball with players, coaches, special guests. And oh, by the way, it's also available on iTunes. Seager skies one into center field. On the move is Hernandez, still on the move, and Hernandez is going to make the catch on the track. Wow. I don't know if that was an easy play or not for Hernandez.
You talk about a fly ball having personality. It gives you an idea of the gusts of the wind that are atop of this field, and it really is pushing the ball out towards center field wall. Look at the route that Hernandez has to take in the end. I mean, that was really a tough play. And he wrestles it down right in the sweet spot.
You see that ball at the end started to work its way back to left field. So here's Puig with 2 outs. Puig doubled in the first inning. And here Bumgarner with a high fastball and a swing and a miss. 2 spots where you can get Puig. You can pitch him up and you can pitch him in. But when he's dialed in, you can't make any mistakes.
That's about as bad as we've ever seen Bumgarner miss on a curveball. And what causes that is just a flat-out overthrow. So these two guys right now, they're competing about as hard as they can compete.
Tap slowly. Beckham throws, and the ball squirts away from Belt. And Puig is aboard. That'll probably be a base hit.
Just a swing and bunt and a good one. Once it gets past Bumgarner, Beckham was going to have a do or die opportunity. Throws it down the dirt and it kind of skims down low. Belt, who's very good on the one hoppers, could not come up with this one. So, a 2-out knock.
Here's Ruiz, who blooped a single into center field in the first. And on that little bloop, it also knocked in a run.
Check the runner.
And a strike to Carlos Ruiz.
Ruiz uses the whole field. He goes line to line. Very good approach the opposite way. If you pitch him on that outside part of the plate, he'll go right with the location.
Crawford's going to come in and make the basket catch on the little pop-up from Ruiz. Belt, Posey, Pence coming up.
Ball's not carrying.
SN Bay Area is brought to you by PG&E, together building a better California.
Well, the NFL is back with NBC's Sunday Night Football, and NBC Bay Area improved its over-the-air signal so you can watch using an antenna. Don't miss the action on Channel 11 by rescanning your TV. Just go to NBCBayArea.com/rescan to find out how.
Here's Belt. It's a 2-2 tie. And Belt drives one to right. And this is going to be off of the wall, and Puig has a tough time picking it up, and Belt opens up the inning with a double.
Take a look at the pitch. They set up an outside target. He misses middle in. And Belt just jumps on it. There's no way that Puig can get back in on this time. But you always figure if you can get it on a one hop with his arm, it's never a given that you're going to get a double. Not this time. Second time tonight the Giants have led off with a double against Hill.
Here's Buster Posey. John just walked in. I thought we were supposed to switch. So here's Buster Posey. And Buster fouls it out of play. Posey with a base hit to not get a run in the first. Dave Fleming's back, so there's no switching back and forth for the next 3 games. But I turned around and John was in here probably trying to get a cookie.
Yeah, we lead the league in cookies tonight. We got some serious good stuff.
Buster drives it to right, and Puig's going to come in, and he's going to make the catch. So nice play. And that'll bring up Pence. Hunter Pence reached on a fielder's choice in the first.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any way that Puig was going to get to that ball. That is a good play. And he got a chance to show off his arm again. He loves to do that. Why not?
Dr. Pence chases that fastball.
Take a look at the play. Sinking line drive, no hesitation. He kind of slides into it and sidearms the ball to Turner at third base.
So fastball, swing and miss, breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2. Up high, 1-2.
Up high by design. And guys with big curveballs. I remember Zito used to be effective when he would pitch up high too because of how big the break was on the curveball. And Hill throws about 10 miles an hour faster than Zito, but with the same type of big curveball. So high fastballs are good friends to Hill. Hanger there immediately. Carlos Ruiz out there. And this is going to be a little mechanical suggestion from Ruiz. It's one of the things that he did so well when he was with the Phillies. I mean, he was like having a pitching coach out there on the field. And there wasn't anybody that I've ever met that came through the Phillies organization when Ruiz was there that didn't like throwing to him. Good target, sits low, good ball blocker.
Breaking ball is high. No. Bruce Bochy is very upset.
Well, you don't see Hunter Pence argue very often. And right now he's walking back to the dugout thinking he just got the bat taken out of his hands. That is not a strike.
Wow.
That is not even close to a strike. So Rich Hill, happy birthday.
Here's Pagan. Pagan had a sacrifice fly in the first. And he takes a strike. Crawford's on deck.
Hill has really struggled to get the ball down around the knees tonight. And you figured that was going to be a bad matchup with him missing up high with an umpire that has a reputation for being a low ball guy. But it has not been the case. Some of those high mistakes that Hill has thrown up there have been called strikes.
Well, you got one right.
That's a straightaway defense against Pagan.
And this pop-up is straight back and out of play.
Yeah, the agony of defeat. You should have brought your glove. You had a chance to make a play. Clank.
Yeah, nobody saw it.
No, I think he's okay.
Hernandez is coming in and he'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Fourth inning coming up. All right, thanks, Ahmed. Here it's a 2-2 ball game. And Rob Segedin's going to lead things off. Segedin, Hernandez, Culberson. And a strike. As it stands now, the wild card. That's up a game and a half. One ball and one strike. Hernandez on deck. Bumgarner said, I want a different ball. So that one takes a hike.
See the batting gloves that Segedin has have the grip reminders where they kind of make it easy for you to line your knuckles up. You see the little blue stripe all lined up, and that's the proper batting grip that is taught. You line your second knuckles up so they come in a line. But I mean, I like the way that manufacturers have done that to batting gloves. It makes it easy to check yourself, see if you're in good hand position.
Do they do it for golf?
Well, they only use one golf glove.
That's the problem.
See, there you go. I think you got a good idea. Line them up. Makes it easy.
2-2 pitch coming up. And my goodness.
Well, Bumgarner, that's the second time he didn't get that pitch, and it's cost him a couple strikeouts, and it's cost him some more pitches. So as soon as he showed displeasure, the mask comes off immediately from Andy Fletcher. And that's an umpire's sign saying, I'm not listening to this. That's a quick yank of the mask right there.
Hit on the ground to Tomlinson. Our McDonald's True Stories, September 30th, 1971, in San Diego. The Giants needed a win on the final day of the season to clinch the NL West. Here's one.
He takes his time. He throws. The Giants have won it. The Giants have won it, and it's a madhouse in the mound, as you can expect. The Giants have won it, and Juan Marichal pitches a 5-hitter. They go to the last day of the season to win it.
Marichal allowed 5 hits, an earned run in a complete game victory. Mays knocked in the game's first run in the top of the 4th. And Kingman followed with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. We've got some people on the field.
Well, guy running out towards the left field, he was trying to hand something to all the players. He got over to Pagan, and Pagan basically said, you need to stay with me, and by the way, let's just go on the ground here for a little bit.
So he body slammed him to the ground. So now whatever they were distributing.
I mean, you don't know what anybody is coming onto the field. If they're handing something out to you, you have no idea what it is. And you just assume it's not going to be good. And one thing about Pagan was a boxer in Puerto Rico when he grew up, and he could box. And he has got zero back down in him. And when this clown came over to Pagan, he had no idea what he was going to do. He just took him down.
There were 2 on the field. One was a male that Pagan took down. The other was a female. So eventually they're going to get back to the game, I hope.
Well, the crowd is buzzing, and every player feels the same way. I mean, these idiots that come out of the stands, They just don't belong. They upset the rhythm of the game. They're a distraction and they're dangerous.
So here's the pitch to Ruiz and a curveball for a strike. The woman, by the way, that came out on the field was not Morgana.
No, no, she was not.
They call her the kissing bandit.
It happened to me when I was on the mound. Morgana came out of we're playing the Dodgers, and she got Steve Garvey.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah, definitely a distraction. Hernandez waiting on the 2-1 pitch, and it's 2-2. Charlie Culberson is on deck. 2-2 ball game. We're in the fourth. Spirited as we thought. Big curveball is high, so it's 3-2. Garner about to throw pitch number 62. And he went around. That would be one where if I'm the hitter, I would rather have the first base umpire call me out. I mean, he may have gotten the call right. So here's Culberson.
All right, did he go? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
See ya.
Culberson reached on a fielder's choice on a play that Crawford made in the hole. But the real story was the play that Tomlinson made on a throw that Crawford threw wide. Fastball away. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford stays with it and throws him out. For the Giants, Crawford, Tomlinson, Beckham coming up.
Career of Vince Scully all weekend. We start tonight with a great call from him, a great Giants moment, and a huge game for our own Mike Krukow. It's our Geico quote.
Oh, now you want to talk about a rainbow, a big slow curveball, and Ford goes back to the garage. What a pitch. Ground ball to Robbie Thompson, to Uribe, to Clark.
Well, for a guy that grew up listening to Vin Scully like you did, I have to imagine that anytime you hear him say your name, just kind of brings chills.
Oh, it really does. And Ford goes back to the garage. He is one of a kind, and this is it. This is his weekend where he's going to say goodbye to baseball.
Here's Crawford, who takes a breaking ball wide.
And it really is an emotional time. If you had a relationship with this guy, and he has brought millions to baseball.
Crawford with a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford out of play.
And that's significant what he just did right there. Rich Hill dropped down again, and he threw the fastball with the sidearm motion. There's a lot of young pitchers, if they can vary their arm angles, like a lot of guys can, when they drop down the side, they enhance a breaking ball, and they have a tendency to only throw the breaking ball. Well, if you do that and only throw the breaking ball, you're tipping the pitch as you throw it. You have to throw all of your pitches out of that angle if you're going to drop down.
Crawford flips one to left, and he's got a base hit. To honor Vin Scully's legendary career, CSN Barry will air his call of the 3rd inning on this Sunday's regular season final game between the Giants and the Dodgers. Vin has announced Dodger games for 67 seasons in over 9,000 broadcasts. So check us out on Sunday right here on CSN. Vin's final call, you'll hear the 3rd inning. Here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson on the ground, foul.
Our ball dude, Patrick Mullane, finding a friend. Job well done, Patrick. Got a bib.
That's Molly down the right field line.
Molly Cabanero.
It's 0-1 to Tomlinson. Quick toss to first. Hill's got 2 strikeouts. He struck out Tomlinson swinging in the first, and then Pence got called out on a bad call in the 3rd.
Giants have done a good job of getting that leadoff hitter on against them. 3 out of 4 innings they've been successful. 2 doubles and a single here in this inning.
.60 pitches.
Both pitchers have had to work a lot out of the stretch.
Yes, they have. Tomlinson now finally asked for time. Crawford with his lead. 1-2. Tomlinson may have been in between swings. Thinking curveball, seeing fastball.
I think that's the one thing that you give up when you don't play every day and you come in. You want to stay on the thought, think fastball, think fastball, think fastball. And if you throw a breaking ball, spit on it. But a lot of times, you know, you can't hold yourself back. And you wind up waving through something.
So it's 1-2. She's got fans all over the place.
She's got 2 up here in the booth.
Just saw her #1 fan already. #2 fan is here also. Amy G's husband Paul is here tonight. Amy bought Paul dinner.
Oh yeah, what'd you get him?
Whatever was in the press room. Runner goes, a little fly ball into left center field. Hernandez will make the catch. And that'll bring up Beckham.
Beckham had a good first at bat. Just kind of robbed of a base hit with a beautiful play from Corey Seager to dive your shortstop.
So Beckham hit a slow roller that Seager made a nice play on. Went into the hole. And he takes in tight. Bumgarner to follow. Rich Hill is due to lead off the 5th. Hill gets the sign. He's ready. And instead, he's going to sidearm one to first.
He's got a good move. But he has not impressed Crawford with it. Crawford wears a protective piece on his left hand to protect that dislocated pinky he had a week and a half ago.
Beckham takes one right down the pipe. You can see he was a little disappointed in himself for not taking a good rip. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Beckham's got a little pop in his bat. He also will use the right side of the field.
Checks his swing and a called strike. 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's asking Fletcher, is that a swing or was that a called strike? Didn't look to me like he got the answer he wanted.
Well, it couldn't have been on the pitch. The pitch was a ball, and he didn't swing. So 1 and 2.
So more attention given to Crawford.
Breaking ball, Tapper. Hill throws, and they get Beckham. All right, let's go to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update. All right, thanks, Ahmed. And here's Madison Bumgarner with a chance to give the Giants the lead. He rolled one back to Hill in the 2nd. And here's a check swing foul, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
102 years old.
Hey, babe. It's decked out.
Where's that uni well?
Hat looks good on him. Jacket looks good on him.
Yeah, he's got the weekend off, going back to work on Monday.
TGI Friday. 0-1 to Bumgarner. On the ground foul. It's 0-2.
102. Man. I'm impressed.
Think you've seen a little bit?
Yeah, I do.
Probably saw a lot by the time he was 80. Low to Bumgarner.
I got to believe he's surviving member of his high school class.
Yep. The good luck charm tonight.
Looks solid. He's got time left.
1-2 to Bumgarner with Gorkis Hernandez on deck. Crawford with his lead. And Bumgarner stays alive. Crawford could steal third if he wanted to. The only way you would try to do that is if you think you could maybe make Ruiz throw the ball away, because he can get off as far as he wants. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Through 4, it remains 2-2.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, fans, here's your opportunity to support the Junior Giants. Brandon Crawford Superhero Bobbleheads are on sale for $35 at sfgiants.com/glove drive. And all funds which help support the Junior Giants program will serve over 25,000 boys and girls. Bobbleheads are limited, so order now. sfgiants.com/glove drive.
So Hill is going to hit. He's 0 for 11 with Kendrick on deck. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Both teams scored 2 in the first. That's it. Here's where we've seen it before, and you talk about it all the time. You had that pitcher leading off. He's not a very good hitter, but if he does get on, it's a stomach punch.
It is. It's almost like, well, hey, here's an out for you, and you almost have that when you're sitting in the dugout between innings. You're thinking about, well, I'm going to get that out, and Bumgarner nails it down on 3 pitches. But when you don't, it is a stomach punch, like you say. 4 strikeouts for Bumgarner, all swinging miss strike threes.
Kendrick is 0 for 2 with Turner on deck. And a strike. Hernandez. Ortiz Hernandez flags it down. He's good out there.
He's very good. He's got great range. I mean, what makes a great outfielder? Well, I mean, instinct on the first step is key. And then being able to take your route and run down your gaps. And Ortiz Hernandez does that very well. And on top of that, he's got a cannon for an arm.
Bruce Bochy and
sweet spot.
The coaching staff really loved what they saw in spring training from Ortiz Hernandez defensively.
And he went down to AAA Sacramento and had a solid season. He's earned the right to be here.
Turner's going to take a strike. Crawford with a grass cutter. And a nice inning for Bumgarner. Top of the order coming up. It's a 2-2 ball game. T-Mobile last night. Johnny Cueto dropped on a perfect bunt with runners on first and second. Pagan and Panic ended up scoring on a throwing error by Nolan Arenado. That's our greater coverage brought to you by T-Mobile. You may have been wondering what Johnny Cueto was doing there. He's telling somebody he wanted his jacket. So here's Ortiz Hernandez. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Bullpen is now up for the Dodgers.
That's Brandon McCarthy, the right-hander.
Hernandez doubled in the first and scored and hit a fly ball to center field. Into right center, and Kike Hernandez will make the catch. Here's Belt.
He's had 2 solid at bats tonight, a walk and a double. And the shift is on. Dodgers tried to pitch him away in his last at bat. Hill made a mistake in and he burned him on it.
And a base hit for Belt.
And he's just making it look easy tonight.
So the wild card standings the way it is right now. The Cardinals only a half a game back. In the American League, it's a mess in the American League. Seattle's still in it. Tigers very much in it.
I remember Cleveland and Detroit got rained out yesterday, and they may have to replay that game on Monday. Talking about a fly in the ointment. 5.5 inches of rain dumped on Detroit. They could not. They waited over 4 hours. Couldn't play it.
Posey takes a strike.
I mean, this is the time of year you'll see 4-hour delays. So McCarthy, the right-hander, J.P. Howell, the lefty. So 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, 1 inside, 1 outside. And a quick 0-2.
I think Buster's still waiting for that breaking ball.
Yeah, I do.
Singled in the first and then hit a line drive that Puig made a nice play coming in to take a hit away from him in the third. Drops down and Posey swings and misses.
Strikeout number 4.
Buster say something to Ruiz? I think he did. He said the next time Hill does something like that, I think Hill said something to him.
I mean, you can't get on a guy for a pitch that you throw, but you can sure get upset if the guy says something to you after you strike out. Let's take a look at Hill. He did tag it with something he said, and Buster Posey not appreciative. Those are things you don't forget.
Here's Pence.
I mean, that pitch right there was better than the pitch that Pence got called out on back in the 3rd inning. So how long is a hitter to take you to forget something like that?
Well, you got to forget right away, but with 2 strikes, you certainly don't want to take it again.
Take a look at the sidearm breaking ball. This is a great pitch here on the 0-2. But then he says something. And I think maybe Ruiz tagged it as well.
1-1 to Hunter Pence.
For Ruiz, that basically joined this club a month ago, it didn't take him long to get into the flavor of the rivalry.
Got fouled. One and 2 to Pence.
So 3 pitches, 3 breaking balls. And we've seen Hill go across the letters or attempt to a lot against Pence tonight.
Puig moving over and under. And that'll end the inning. It stays 2-2.
On this date in 1999, the Giants played their final game at Candlestick. 61,389 watched it. It was a celebration. Every Giant that could be brought back came back.
Now Dusty Baker held up the plate. They put it in a helicopter and they flew it over.
Pagan moving over.
And a 1 pitch out. They flew it over here to AT&T. At the time, this was just a construction site, but it was pretty symbolic and it was very cool. A piece of Candlestick came over here, and then a foghorn also came over.
Willie Mays through the final pitch. Here's Puig. Puig a double and an infield hit. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Puig was not looking fastball in.
There's a breaking ball. It's 0-2. Next pitch will be number 75 for Bumgarner. He really has cut that number down since the first inning, really. Second inning, he threw some pitches.
Now his rhythm now is much smoother than what he had in the first inning. Got a nice control of his release point.
Hernandez. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, we got a brand new Amy G's Giants exclusive. It's at csnbayarea.com. It is brought to you by First 5 California. I get to talk with Brandon Belt about baby Grayson. Grayson's so cute. He is definitely a Giants fan. I found that out. Belt shares how Grayson first said, "I love you, Daddy," with him. He loves that memory. And they talk about his favorite book. It is brought to you by First 5 California, csnbayarea.com. Don't miss it, guys.
What's his favorite book?
Smarty Marty Late to the Party. There's a pitch to Ruiz, and it's down low.
You make me laugh. Isn't that Amy G's new book? To be?
She's got a new one coming out. It's not that title, but she does have a new one. It's high. It's 2-0. Ruiz. A bloop single to knock in a run, and then a pop up to Brandon Crawford. Here he takes wide. It's 3-0. And a base hit to left. So on the 3-0 pitch, you just want to keep anybody in the yard, and that'll bring up Seguin. Seguin struck out in the first, rolled out to Tomlinson in the fourth. And the first pitch is down low. Sixth inning, a 2-2 ball game. Mets have won, Cardinals have won. Two balls, no strikes. Day game tomorrow. Actually, the next two games are day games. This will be the last regular season night game. And a shot to left. Pagan's going to cut it off. So Seguin with a base hit. And with two outs, here's Kike Hernandez.
Elevation on that fastball. Bumgarner just could not quite get in on the hands enough. Take a look at the location as he throws that cutter. That's a nice job. That's not that far away, really, from where Bumgarner wanted to be. Kind of a bent arm swing through it. That's how you have to beat that cut if you're a right-handed hitter.
Breaking ball hit on the hole and a base hit. And here comes Pagan. And here's his throw home. It is not cut off, and coming in to score is Ruiz. Hernandez with a base hit.
So it looked like it was going to be a real quick inning. 3 base hits in a row, and the Dodgers take the lead. First pitch breaking ball, and we talk about the breaking ball with Hernandez. If you lay it out there around the belt, he can hurt you with it. And here he finds a hole. No hesitation from Ruiz. And it winds up being an easy score.
So Culberson takes a pitch wide. So Barnes is on deck.
Austin Barnes.
One ball and 1 strike, so 3 straight singles after Puig lined out to center. Three runs on 8 hits.
This is big time opportunity right here for the Dodgers. Big moment this game. This at bat.
Really nice block by Buster Posey. 1-2. I guess if you're going to call that breaking ball, you're going to have a pretty good idea. You're going to have to block it.
Breaking ball, you want to go down towards the back foot. And Buster Posey keeping it in front of him. Colton Seguin in at third.
Hit on the ground to Beckham. And that'll end the inning. Dodgers take the lead on 3 straight singles. Pagan, Crawford, and Tomlinson coming up.
is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
It's a 3-2 lead for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the sixth. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Brandon McCarthy comes into the ball game. McCarthy had been a part of the Dodger rotation until injury took him out. 10th time that he's come in. 44 strikeouts in 40 innings. Just 24 hits around. The one blemish is the 25 walks. He can get a wild hair up his nose. Big guy, 6'7", 235 pounds, 32 years old, and is a 10-year veteran. You're going to see a lot of cutters. A fastball that's low 90s with a lot of cutters and a curveball.
And Pagan takes outside for a ball.
And he can sink the fastball like you just saw.
Utley's at second. So put Utley in the 9th spot. And it's low, so it's 2-0.
McCarthy, he's trying to make this postseason roster. One thing about the postseason, I mean, you can change your roster every tier according to your opponent.
So a walk.
And that's a mistake. Especially when a guy you walk's got speed and is starting off an inning.
Joe Panik has come out. So he's on deck. Crawford is 2 for 2. And he bluffs a bunt, and it's a ball. The Brandons have 4 of the 6 hits for the Giants. Pagan being held on by Seguin.
See the owner, she's had a McCarthy 5 for 11 lifetime.
And finally a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a generous strike. It has not been Andy Fletcher's best night behind the plate. You just look at the number of times the hitters tonight have rubbernecked after he's made a call.
Pagan will be chased back. One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
And that's the cutter. And he really planted that thing beautifully right in on the hands. I mean, that's where he wants to throw it. And you can do that in a 1-1 count. I mean, the difference between a 2-0 count and a 1-1 count is night and day. And look at the elbows break down as he tries to fight off that cut.
Angel Pagan does have 14 steals. So McCarthy, who fell behind 1-0, now it's 1 and 2. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That unload time right there is as fast as McCarthy can go. I mean, that's always been a problem for pitchers who are tall. And as we mentioned, McCarthy's 6'7", and it shows in his unload time out of the stretch. He can be slow. But that last time was pretty quick, as he could go.
And a base hit to left. Crawford's 3 for 3 tonight.
And he took a curveball the other way.
Well, panic's being called back, so Kelby Tomlinson is going to be coming up to hit, and this may be to lay down a bunt.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. Dodgers talking it over as to how they're going to defend it. Giants with good speed on the base pass and good speed in the batter's box.
Tomlinson is 0 for 2. And Pagan needs to scurry back, and he does. It's one of the hardest plays for a base runner because when you see the pitch and you got a good view of it when you're at second, and you just assume because it's such a good pitch that the hitter is going to make contact. And then when you don't, now you got to get back.
Pagan just does. That's exactly what happened to him, as you described it.
The first pitch is the one you want to lay down because it's not a fastball. Connor Gillespie is on deck. And a foul.
So no bunt sign on the 2-strike count. McCarthy hangs him a breaking ball. And really with Tomlinson, he just tries to play Pepperwood here with 2 strikes. But he has really come up big over the last couple of weeks with some nice 0-2 at bats.
And a base hit. And Pagan is going to be held up. And Crawford's got to get back. And Tomlinson does it again.
And that's a good play there from Roberto Kelly. I don't think they would have been able to score had he have green-lighted him. But how about Kelby Tomlinson once again down to the count 0-2. And he takes a little backdoor sinker at the knees the opposite way, the way you have to beat that location. Just over the glove of Utley. And here's where Pagan goes into a slide to stop. And really with Puig's arm and Kike Hernandez's arm in center and right field, I mean, it's just no money on it when there's nobody out.
So Madison Bumgarner is going out on deck.
There's nobody in the Giants pen.
If Gillespie doesn't get the run in here, it's going to be up to Bumgarner. Gillespie has been really good over the last week.
Now, in his mind, it's a fly ball situation. He likes to get after the count early. If he's looking to hit a fly ball, you don't have to go very deep with Pagan's speed at third.
One ball and no strikes. They're waving the towels here at AT&T Park. Down the right field line, foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Look out, Amy G. Did she get a foul ball?
I think Amy did, yep.
Amer the gamer. And you wonder why. A the G.
The direct opposite of an ugly finder. Yeah, hey, you.
Fernando,
dude.
take a hike.
One ball and 1 strike. Puig guarding Triple's alley.
And he almost threw that ball by Ruiz.
Two balls and a strike.
There must be good numbers with the bases loaded in his career.
Down the right field line, and the Giants are going to run for a while. Pagan scores. Crawford scores. Tomlinson to third, and the Giants take the lead.
Stay hot, Connor Gillespie. A two-seamer lays right out, middle in, above the knees, and Gillespie jumps on it. And they played away in the center field, right center field gap. They gave him the line, and he just beats the defense. And that lit this place up.
So here's Bumgarner. It's 4-3. Swing, got a miss. No balls and one strike. You got to give Puig credit. I mean, if he kicks it around at all, Tomlinson's going to score. Tomlinson's fast, but we got it back in quickly. Breaking ball and a little pop-up, and that's going to be straight back and out of play. The infield is in, so Bumgarner knows if he can hit one square somewhere, he's got a shot to knock in a pair. Fouls it out of play.
That's a good pitch. Bumgarner did well to fight that off.
And a foul back.
Oh, and that was a mistake. And Ruiz coming out right away to talk to McCarthy. He wanted the high fastball up across the Giants on Bumgarner's chest, and look where this drops down. I mean, that's T-ball location, and Bumgarner with his power, that was a mistake that McCarthy got away with.
He might like to have it back. Two. Breaking ball. Bumgarner stays alive. Take a look at the crowd on Gillespie's base hit. (0-2). I was going to say, Carr's probably in the swing mode, but just about that time he takes that one.
That wasn't an easy take either. He goes at him with a sinker. Start that thing low in the zone, let it bottom out below the zone.
Bumgarner down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Tomlinson scores. Gillespie scores. Bumgarner into second.
That.
Now Ruiz called the high fastball again. Set the high target across the letters, and McCarthy a second time gives him a cookie. Right out over the middle, and Bumgarner in a two-strike count absolutely smothers it. And that again lights this place up.
Every once in a while, this place will shake, and it shook.
McCarthy's pitching himself off the postseason roster right now. He has no command of what he's throwing up there. Dodgers trying to stall and get that bullpen going as fast as they can.
It's now 6-3. Still nobody out. And Denard Span is going to hit. So here's Span with Bumgarner at second. And Span takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Bench know all about Adnan. Belt to follow. McCarthy's thrown 26 pitches and he doesn't have an out.
Well, he doesn't have a release point. And when you don't have a release point, you don't have a clue where it's going. Raven, the right-hander, I mean, with a massive red alert to get it going. This will probably be the last hitter that McCarthy faces.
So it's 2-0 to Span. Span with a base hit to left. Bumgarner will stop at third, and the hits keep coming. And Belt is going to hit, and that's it for McCarthy, who didn't get anybody out. We're going to take a break. Raven will be the new pitcher. 6-3 Giants.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, the crowd is alive and well here at the corner of 3rd and King. The Giants have taken the lead at 6-3. And here's the new Dodger pitcher.
It's going to be Josh Raven, the new pitcher for Los Angeles. See what he's done. I mean, he's been very good since he's come up. In 9 games, 12 strikeouts. He's only given up 4 base runners. How does he do it? Mid to high 90s with velocity and a hard slider. This is his 11th year in professional baseball. And he's got about 2 months at the big league level.
Giants had a player like that. Remember, was it Mike Broadway?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing.
Same deal. Raven originally came into professional baseball with the Reds, signed back in 2006. And since he's come up to the Dodgers this year, I mean, he's done well.
Bell hits a high drive to center field. This one is way back. It is out of here. And AT&T Park is alive and well, folks. That's Belt's third hit and his 17th home run of the year. And there still isn't anybody out.
And there's a few scouts down in the lower section right now that are rewriting how to pitch Brandon Belt, because you cannot pump fastballs at him right now. He is plugged up the hole.
Here's Buster Posey. And a strike to Buster Posey.
Goes right at him with a 97-mile-an-hour two-seamer, and he just barrels it and takes on center field, and it not even close. Way over the wall.
Down low. A 7-run 6th inning. Nobody out. Posey fouls it out of play.
98 right in on the hands. Compact stroke for a big man. And he is hot.
Posey takes down low, 2-2.
Look at
he takes up on it.
.96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it head high on a 2-2 pitch. And Posey jackknifes to get out of the way.
And foul.
Well, this promises to be a pretty entertaining weekend.
3-2. Nobody out.
And he almost hits him again. So 8 straight hitters have gotten on base, 2 by walks, 6 by knocks.
Here's Pence. Pence is the 9th hitter to hit for the Giants here in the 6th. He takes high, 1-0.
And Raven searching for a release point. A big blow in the inning. Brandon Belt's 17th home run. This is the home run from high home camera position. And watch the fans. That's great. Well, that's an 87-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And judging by the last two swings, I don't think Pence is picking that one up. Either that or he's deking him. This is the greatest deke I've ever seen. Because if you're on the mound and a guy swings at you breaking ball like that, you're thinking, I got to throw another one.
One and two. And Pence strikes out.
So 3 sliders. And he just didn't see the spin. That's how you explain that.
Here's Pagan. Pagan opened up the inning with a walk. And here he takes a strike. One out, 7 runs in. Brandon Crawford's on deck. Posey at first with 1 out. On the ground, foul. Telling you what turned things around, folks. This turned things around right here.
ABG getting the ball.
Saying, hey, hey, hey.
And then blowing off Fernando.
And as Dusty Baker would say, that's what I'm talking about. 1 and 2. Slice to left. Kendrick. And Kendrick makes a beautiful catch. I thought it got by him for 1 second.
I did too. I mean, that's his full extension going over. High backhander. This had Slice going away from him. And at the last instance, I mean, completely extends to it. And that is a beautiful play. Pagan denied extra bases and an RBI.
Easier to take when you've just scored 7 runs.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there.
Here's Crawford. Crawford's 3 for 3. The Brandons are 6 for 6. No balls and 1 strike.
Brandon Crawford earlier awarded Willie Mac Award. He and Javier Lopez co-winners this year. 3rd time that's happened where 2 Giant players have shared the Willie Mac Award.
Crawford, a little looper. And this is going to be out of play. Crawford steps out. Behind in the count, 0-2. And the pitch. And it's a little pop-up out to Utley. And Utley will put it away. And that'll end the inning. Well, the Giants are going to get a loud roar. Lots of action in this inning. One of the big hits, Connor Gillespie. Oh, yeah. Belt smoked one to center field. And Bumgarner doubled on the left field line. All good. 9-3 Giants.
That was
Toyota dealer. 9-3 Giants. Look at the 7th spot in the 6th inning. Ruiz has a couple of hits. Rich Hill gave up 2 earned runs in 5 innings. Gillespie clutch. Belt clutch. Crawford clutch. Bumgarner clutch. Yeah, I think that's the key word.
Clutch.
So Austin Barnes is going to lead things off. Barnes is hitting for Utley. That's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think Bumgarner's going to hit somebody, so they didn't want it to be Utley.
Well, I don't think he's going to hit anybody. We can't risk.
Gillespie is now at 3rd. Span in center field. And a curveball for a strike.
You can't risk a suspension. It's any issues you feel like you need to settle. Certainly tonight is not the time to end the place.
And Barnes chases that breaking ball. The Dodgers took the lead in the 6th inning on 3 straight 2-out singles. And a high fastball taken. Pitch-wise for Bumgarner. 91. Crawford is going to track it down. 1 out.
Well, Giants fans, next time you want to grab Giant seats, get the StubHub app. Not only will you find seats you'll love whenever you want, you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. Get the StubHub app today. StubHub.
Yep.
Yeah, they got here by StubHub.
Here's Howie Kendrick, who's 0 for 3. Pitch is low. On deck is Turner. And a sharp ground ball foul as it kicks off that sidewall and out to Kelby Tomlinson. Look, go back to that inning. Tomlinson had a big hit. It was 0-2.
0-2. A lot of great at bats in that inning. Big energy at bats. This place absolutely exploded.
1-2.
Half of the inning, 29 minutes long, as you see Howell, the lefty, getting up a second time.
Got him.
Strikeout number 5 for Bumgarner.
It's an 0 for 4 for Kendrick, and here's Turner.
"23 pitches in the first, 16 in the second, and after 39 pitches into the second inning, you're thinking, well, he may not go deep in this ball game. And along about the 3rd, he locked into a great feel of the baseball, and he's been cruising ever since.
Turner takes a strike. And that next pitch is down low.
Derek Law heading down to the pen.
Here's the pitch to Turner. Fouled out of play.
pitch number 100. It's the 5th time that Bumgarner's faced the Dodgers this year. Giants lost all of the previous 4 coming into tonight's game. And you know that Bumgarner, as competitive as he is, was aware of it.
He stayed right around 92, 91 with his fastball.
You know, he's got more in there, but he's not a max out guy.
So hang up for Hunter Pence, and that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. It's 9-3 San Francisco. Problem. Contact NBC Bay Area responds. In just a few months, consumer investigator Chris Kimura has recovered more than $150,000 for people like you. Call 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/response. $250,000. Wow. Here's Tomlinson. We had a bunch of changes. We'll get them for you here in a minute as J.P. Howell is on the mound. Tomlinson takes slow when it's time for a change. Think speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
See the numbers for J.P. Howell. He got off to a horrendous start. And over the long haul, he's whittled his year down to a respectable season. He's unique and he's a lefty that has a sinker, gets a lot of ground balls. But he's more than that. He's got a curveball and a changeup. He'll cut the ball. Crafty. Not going to really dazzle you with velocity, but he definitely can take the sting out of your at bat.
Which is the point, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go over the changes. Barnes is now at second. Kike Hernandez is at short. Chris Taylor's at third. And Andrew Tolles is now in center field. Tomlinson takes low. Bumgarner got the jacket, wearing it like a blanket. Tap to Kike Hernandez, and he'll make the play.
Well, coming off their amazing run in the Stanley Cup last year, the Western Conference champion San Jose Sharks are going to start back on the ice. Sharks hockey returns October 15th to CSN, California. The home of the authentic Sharks fan is CSN, California. Good luck, Sharks.
Here's Gillespie. Gillespie had that big double in the 6th inning. And here he takes wide. This was the double. It lit the crowd up.
Fastball middle in, just above the knees he jumped on. And everybody lit up. Talk about bringing energy to a ballpark. That swing of the bat did exactly what it was supposed to do.
So it's 2-0 to Connor Gillespie. So Powell gets a new baseball as he rubs it up in no hurry. Garner waiting on deck. Hit on the ground to Seguin. 2 outs. And here's Madison Bumgarner.
Bumgarner had a big at bat.
He did.
Just one great at bat after another. Taking advantage of Brandon McCarthy, who just didn't have his stuff or his command tonight.
Swing and a miss. This was the hit by Bumgarner. It was right down the left field line.
And they wanted a high fastball. They had count leverage. They just could not get the fastball where they wanted it. And that was a 2-strike mistake, and Bumgarner drilled it.
Takes it low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Span would hit if Bumgarner extends the inning here in the 7th. This is tapped foul. It's 1-2. Bumgarner's hit in the 6th was his 15th of the year. And he takes this down low. We were talking before the game. Bumgarner now with 86 at bats. That would be including this one. Pitchers, with I guess in the 4-man rotation 40 years ago, their at bats would be what, 120? Maybe 125.
Oh yeah, I mean, get 42 starts. I mean, you talk about Marichal, who had 28, 29 complete games a year. Perry, 30 complete games a year.
Bumgarner, a little pop-up, and he's going to have another hit. When you're hot, you're hot. I don't believe he's going to apologize for that one either.
No, you never apologize.
So here's Span.
Most at bats Juan Marichal ever got was 136 in a year.
Wow. Hit on the ground to third, so Taylor is going to make the throw, and Seguin digs it out, and that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. They're leading. You see win leaders in the San Francisco era, and on top it's always going to be Juan Marichal. And as you see going down the list, Madison Bumgarner is on 99.
Now remember, Kirk Reeder has more wins for any other left-hander in San Francisco Giants history. So Madison Bumgarner next year should roll by that. So Woody, I know you're watching.
And I'm sure Woody will be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He'll have to get something from Bumgarner, like maybe an autographed car or
put in his collection in his shed. Yeah, it won't be anything small like a signed ball.
Autographed motorcycle or
something big.
Here's Tolles. 2-0 to Tolles.
Tolles has really done a nice job for the Dodgers since he's come up.
Puig is on deck. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the 8th. Fouled out of play. It's 2-2. So Bumgarner's still at 92 right there.
Now, he's strong. I mean, with 105 pitches, I mean, if you go back, if he was playing in, say, 1945, I mean, he would have years where he'd throw 300 innings. I mean, he just wouldn't come out. I mean, he'd throw 150, 160 pitches, and that body's built for innings. And he can maintain that velocity.
So it's outside, 3-2.
I do not believe that Bruce Bochy is going to allow him to get back in the stretch again.
Yasiel Puig is on deck. This is a little fly ball out to right for Pagan. One out, and that's it. So Bumgarner's done. He is going to get an ovation that he deserves. Let's put it that way.
That he deserves, indeed. Of course, the fans want to see him pitch to Puig, but.
And they're standing already. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 supported devices and enjoy a free subscription to At-Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. So here's Derek Law. And a strike to Puig. Puig's hit the ball well tonight. He's 2 for 3.
See the numbers for Derek Law, 61st game that he has come into. 4-2 with a 2.15 ERA. And the last outing, he really started to get the velocity on his fastball back.
Started to look like the old Derek Law of the first half.
And he started to get some snap back on his breaking ball. That last one, he just threw the Puig a dandy.
One and two. So this will be a spirited swing coming up from Puig.
Kerwin Danley, first base umpire, saying no swing.
I think Kerwin Danley just wanted to see this at bat extended.
That's strike 3.
And he got him.
So Puig having a word with Andy Fletcher. And Carlos Ruiz telling him to head back, and Dave Roberts going to come out and make sure that Puig does not get tossed out of this game. And that's all it really is. Fastball in the outside corner. I mean, that's a pitch that Bumgarner was not getting all night long on the breaking ball. I mean, he had a couple of strikeouts he should have had, didn't get. Similar location. But here, Puig sent packing.
Here's Ruiz. And Ruiz takes a strike.
It's a good breaking ball.
1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So clearly, Eric Law feeling a lot better with the fastball. He showed it the last 2 outings.
Three and 1. Out of play, 3 and 2. So he's getting his velocity back up to where it was.
This is the best velocity tonight that he's had since he's come back off the disabled list. A little inflammation in his elbow. And it is something you upsets you a little bit more when you come back off Tommy John like Law has.
Crawford will spin and throw. Unbelievable. He got him. Catcher speed in September.
Sweet spots.
What a great play.
360s and watch the back end. One hop dig by Belt. And Law loving every bit of it. Well, round 2 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Giants take on the Dodgers. Game 2 of the series. Pregame live at 12:30. See it right here on CSN Bay Area. Plus complete pre and post game coverage and Giants insider Alex Pavlovich to boot. All that and more. On the hill tomorrow for the Dodgers will be Clayton Kershaw. You see what the Giants have done career-wise against him. Giants still have not announced their starters. It's either going to be Albert Suarez or Ty Block. So hope you can join us.
Here's Belt, who's had a great night. He's been on base 4 times. And if he gets a triple here, I think he's got the cycle. Would you check to see if I have that correct?
You do have that correct.
Here's Johnson. Micah Johnson's now in left. It's a park for triples.
Well, the rules and the terms of engagement get written by themselves. Got him in the hand. He had that hat broken a couple years ago. And in the Giants' mind, There's no doubt that there was intention behind that. Saw Buster Posey get knocked down. Saw a ball up and into Puig. And now Hal comes in and plunks Brandon Belt. Now you just hope that that's nothing more than a bruise. Dave Greshner, skipper. Well, you get this close to playoffs, and you really don't want to have a game where the inside pitch becomes part of it. And this gets him right on the bottom hand above the little finger.
So we're going to take a break, but it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The Giants broadcast. Hey, the Giants set the tone early tonight to have a good evening. It was the annual Willie Mac Awards. There you see Willie McCovey waving, and this year not one Javi Lopez but two. Brandon Crawford is the other recipient of the coveted and so special Willie Mac Award. Your 2016 Willie Mac Award winners, Javier Lopez, Brandon Crawford. Congratulations to both of them, so deserving. Gentlemen.
Very good. Very good choices. Here's Buster Posey facing Luis Coleman. Buster hits a high pop-up foul and out of play.
Luis Coleman, a sinker baller. Take a look at the numbers that he's had this year in 60 games, 2-1 with a 4.79 ERA. But he can also strike you out, and it gives you an idea how good his slider is. He also throws a changeup. Low three-quarter crossfire delivery.
Posey wraps it foul. It's 0-2. Belt at first, nobody out. Buster takes wide. Hence on deck. Low. Giants with 2 in the first, 7 in the 6th. 2.
And we talk about this time of the year, it becomes an audition for the postseason. Dodgers have 22 pitchers on their club right now. I mean, you go into a 5-game series, the first round of the playoffs.
So nasty pitch, and Buster Posey goes down.
You go in the playoffs, and you're going to take 11, maybe 12 pitchers, and you don't really need 12 in a 5-game series. So this month becomes an audition as to who you're going to take. Certain guys pitch their way on, certain guys pitch their way off.
Hunter Pence 0 for 4.
Giants have 19 pitchers on their staff. And the thing about the playoffs is, if you could take 11 guys the first tier, you could take 12 guys the next, and you could take a whole bunch of different guys depending on their pitching styles and how they've done against that team you're playing in the next round.
Let's take slow. Pagan to follow, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. And this is slowly hit. Coleman's going to have an off-balance throw to second, but the relay is not in time. It's a nice play by Coleman, fielder's choice. And here's Pagan.
So we'll keep an eye on Belt. Be interesting to see if he stays in the game, but they want to get some ice on that hand that he just got hit on.
Pagan in that 6th inning, Giants are trailing by 1. He opened up the inning with a walk, and then it all started to happen for the Giants. The first out came 8 hitters later, the first out, after Pagan walked. Two and 0. Out of play. When you get hit in the hand, a lot of times you can tell right away if it's broken. Just, you can almost hear it crackle a little bit, or so hopefully everything's going to be okay.
I mean, every time you see a guy hit there, though, you think it's broken.
Absolutely. Remember, Andres Galarraga was the first we ever saw. He kept getting hit in the back of the hand, and he had that big pad built into his batting glove.
Jeff Bagwell.
Bagwell did the same thing. So Pagan takes the walk.
Well, he's moving that hand around, and I don't think you're going to do that, any of those hand actions, if it's broken. So Giants maybe catch a break here. Or catch a non-break, I should say.
I got you. One thing I've known about you now for years is if you're going to try to be cute on the air, it's never in the 9th inning. As Crawford pops this one out, or rolls this one foul.
Molly Cavanero She thought about making a play, and then she thought, nah.
No, it would actually mean bending over or stretching it out into a trot. I think you reach a certain age and you don't have to do those things.
I think she opted wisely.
It happened to me about 30.
No, I saw you take it infield when you were 50.
All right, 40.
You and Chris Spire putting on a show.
40.
No. And you never stepped on your glove.
Yeah, well, the one time I did, I quit. Crawford takes low, 2 balls and 1 strike. I used to do the fantasy camps, and look, the older you get, your hand-eye coordination, your legs don't exactly get along with your hands, and guys used to go down to field a ground ball, they'd step on their glove. And I just rag on them constantly. Are you serious? You need to quit. If you're stepping on your glove, quit. And then one year I went, I was probably 50, I stepped on my glove.
That was it.
I never went back. Crawford takes outside. It's 3-1.
Well, I consider that a sign too.
I mean, you asked me because you had stopped going before I did. You said, "You going back?" I said, "No, I stepped on my glove." When you go for a ground ball, that's just not something you can do.
Well, the fact that you could get down there low enough to step on your glove was impressive.
Crawford takes the walk. This is what this inning has become. It's become an inning where Dave Roberts is telling Coleman, "I'm not going to save you. You're on your own."
Yeah, and by the way, don't hit anybody else. We may see a warning issued before tomorrow's game.
That could happen. I mean, the Giants have a guy warming up that could hit somebody accidentally.
Santiago Casilla.
So here's Panic with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And Joe takes a strike at the knees. Likely with Kershaw, it'll be the same lineup tomorrow that we saw at the start of this game. That'll be different on Sunday. I'm quite sure that Joe Panic doesn't like it, but it's that time of the year where you can't be the guy to make noise. Swing, ain't gonna miss. 1-2. Off the end of the bat, and Puig will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So we'll go to the 9th. Santiago Casillas coming in, and the Giants lead 9-3. It's the 9th inning. Giants are leading 9-3, and Andre Ethier is facing Santiago Casilla. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Numbers for Casilla, 62nd time he's come in. 2.63 ERA, 64 strikeouts in 53 innings.
And Ethier pops this one out into center field for Span. So Ethier is retired. Hyundai Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here on CSN Bay Area. Mindy Bach, Ahmed Fareed. You see postgame notes from Alex Pavlovich on this game, reaction to this game, and Ryder Cup highlights. Here's Kike Hernandez, who's 1 for 2. Joe Panik is now in at second. And the pitch is low. Two balls, no strikes. Day baseball tomorrow, day baseball on Sunday.
Yeah, 1 o'clock game tomorrow, 12 o'clock game on Sunday.
Every game is going to start at the same time on Sunday.
Across baseball.
There's a strike.
So 12 o'clock first pitch here will be a 3 o'clock first pitch back east, and they do that for a reason. They do that for teams that are possibly going to the playoffs. It doesn't give the west side of the United States advantage knowing what a team does on the East Coast. So therefore they couldn't save a pitcher and save him for the playoffs. It's a good resolve for what was an unfair advantage.
Although the Giants would never do that.
Well, I think everybody would do it.
Absolutely.
Johnny Cueto, the winner in last night's game, wants to get another start this year.
So is that guy after his start where he took the loss against the Rockies. Got him. So here's Chris Taylor. Here's Taylor batting for the first time. Takes a breaking ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. A 7-run 6th inning is the big difference in this game. Giants trail by a run going to the bottom of the 6th. Taylor off the end of the bat foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another sellout crowd. Expect the same tomorrow. Expect the same on Sunday. This crowd tonight was lively and had a lot to do with what the Giants did in the 1st and in the 7th.
Good Friday night crowd. Lots of energy.
This is hit up the middle. Panik has it, and that's the ball game. So game 1 of this 3-game series, an important one for the Giants. Not so much for the Dodgers, but with the Mets and the Cardinals winning, the Giants needed to do the same thing tonight. And as I mentioned, that 6th inning is the difference. And Bumgarner.
Well, it really was a difference. And in 5 starts against the Dodgers this year, Bumgarner finally pitches a game that the Giants win. And he knew that coming into it. It's just a big game for a lot of reasons, but the offense continues to roll. And then we're talking 8 consecutive hitters getting on base in that 6th inning. 6 hits, couple of walks, and they blew it wide open, and they have to keep the pressure on it tomorrow.
So, final score, it's the Giants 9 and the Dodgers 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live with interviews on the wrap starts right now.